They need to be held accountable, but some of us will hold them accountable. A few of us will, but most of us won't. They will come around once a year and parade and shake hands and kiss babies and beg and plead for the vote. And we will just give it to them. Isn't that how it works? Nobody will challenge them or say, what do you stand for? Maybe you will, Don. You might be the only one, but I've come by to say that those days need to be over and quickly. We need to hold folks accountable because there is a major election that's coming up that is once again going to flip the script. This election is going to be a game changer. And this election is going to require only one person going to the vote, going to the polls, only one person from your household that's registered to vote. So I hope that means everybody in the household is registered to vote, because too many promises have not been kept. Too many promises have been broken. And it's time for us to hold people accountable with our vote. I want you to know that the Bible is not filled with promises, is not filled with decrees and declarations or amendments, but the Bible is filled with promises. Promises from Genesis to Revelation. And so if you can't stand on the promises of the Constitution, you can stand on the promises in the Bible. If you can't stand on the promises in the Declaration of Independence, you can stand on the promises in the Bible. You won't find apologies in the Bible because God did and does everything he said he would do. He has never broken a promise. And so each one of you have a purpose, and that purpose is to make sure that that our family affirms America's promise. And we have a responsibility to make sure that we fulfill our own purpose, that God-given purpose, because there is an attack, a front, to make sure that every vote that we try to cast is shut down. That any and everything that we try to do to advance Peoria, advance Illinois, advance this country for those that are disenfranchised, those that are disinherited, there is an attack affront to make sure that it's shut down. But I've come to tell somebody, amen, that there is indeed a purpose in the divine promise. And the wonderful thing about this purpose is that this purpose cannot be shut down. Floods couldn't drown it. Famine couldn't starve it. Water couldn't drown it. War couldn't defeat it. Slavery couldn't oppress it. Discrimination couldn't divide it. The tomb couldn't hold it. And crucifixion couldn't kill it. This promise that we have comes from on high. And we have a responsibility not only to fulfill that promise and that purpose, but also affirm America's promise for ourselves, for our family, for our country, and for our future. God bless you.
Amen. Some people will and some people won't. I want to thank the Reverend Theresa Deer for being with us this evening as we observe the mass exodus from the room. I'm sure they're all going out there, Helen, to come see you to get a membership. So get on that table out there real quick. And I want to thank you for being with us this evening. It's been a wonderful evening for the 49th anniversary of the Freedom Fund Banquet for the city of Peoria. I want to thank our Freedom Fund Committee. If you look on the page opposite the program, you'll see the committee members, Ernestine Jackson, Jackie Petty, Mary Hooks, Gene Polk. I think Sam Polk ought to be in there as well because he works just as hard as everybody else. Joyce Edwards, and Mrs. Bonds is not with us today. You know she's been sick. She's been in the hospital suffering from pneumonia, but she is home and she's recuperating, but she wanted me to say to all of you, God bless you, and she's happy that you're with us this evening. I also want to give a special thanks to a very important person with the NAACP, and that's Darrell Pendleton. Darrell is the guy that takes care of our building at the NAACP. He's a member. Darrell, stand up. Yes. Darrell's been a lifesaver for us because he saved us a great deal of money by being able to do a lot of the maintenance on his own, and he is a volunteer for the NAACP. Finally, Reverend Deere mentioned the importance of life membership with the NAACP. I'm happy to announce that we recently received 2 life memberships plaques, and I'm not sure, I have not seen Lorraine Bryson here this evening, but Lorraine is one of our newest life membership members, and Lorraine, of course, you know, is the executive director of the Urban League, and Edna R. Jones, is she with us this evening? Where is she? Here we go. Edna, we have your life membership plaque as well. Come up and receive it, please. Now, she can attest to the importance of being a life member of the NAACP, and we thank her so much for being part of the family. You want to come on up on the stage here? I want everybody to see what a life member looks like. Yeah. All right, Edna R. Jones, the newest life member of the NAACP.
Thank you.
Would you like to say something?
I just said, I'm just proud to be a member of NAACP. My father brought us up, whole family, and I'm continuing.
All right. Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Captions. We have the distinct honor of having Reverend Theresa Deere, who is a guest speaker at tonight's 49th Annual Freedom Fund Banquet with the NAACP. Reverend Deere, first of all, fantastic address.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the interview. I'm honored.
You touched a lot on the fact that one person could be a game changer. That one person, for example, being Rosa Parks or Martin Luther King, or even Mark Zuckerberg, who founded Facebook. How is it that one person you think can make a difference?
Well, one person can make a difference in a number of ways. They can make a difference in their philosophy. They can make a difference in their response to things. But it is the person that rejects and refuses and resists the status quo. That is the person, the one that will step out of the familiar and the norm and the neutrality to do something different and to make sure that they are the ones that influences a new economic landscape, a new political landscape, etc. But it is the one that has righteous indignation, or one that just is mad enough and impatient enough not to wait for the next election, but to do something right now.
Notice in your biography that you also have spoken on the topic of black success in corporate America and whether African Americans are losing race. Can you touch on that topic a little bit for us?
Well, I think that based upon diversity in this country, there should be more representation of African Americans in the boardroom in particular. And while there have been many strides and successes in the executive and the C-suite, there needs to be more African American and Hispanic, for that fact, representation in the boardroom. So I think that we still have a way to go with regard to securing seats in the boardroom, because at the end of the day, that is truly what makes a difference in a corporation.
And finally, with your you having a seat on the national board of the NAACP, what do you see as the most important impact that the NAACP can have as far as getting out to vote for next year, and also whether they think that a lot of people should still get behind Barack Obama again?
Well, the NAACP does not support Democrats or Republicans. We are a nonpartisan organization, but what we should do is right now, not just the NAACP, but the Urban League, La Raza, et cetera, everybody needs to start registering people to vote right now. We should not wait. We cannot wait. People are still standing in unemployment lines. We need change right now, and part of that change is making sure that those people who are not supportive of the disenfranchised and the voiceless and the disinherited, that those people have an appreciation that there is power in the African American vote. Now, who those people are, I'm not here to name those people. I'm just here to say that in order for everybody to have equal access to the economic promise of this country, we all need to go to the polls and make sure that leaders and candidates that support an agenda of fairness and equity for all, that those are the people that we support.